I'm live. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Oh, maybe I'm live now. Guess we'll find out. It is Saturday morning for me. How is everybody's day going so far? Thank you for joining again. Had fun last night. We had a good stream last night. You got an ad right as stream started. That's funny. Don't buy a lottery ticket. Two minutes late. Sorry, guys. Isaac and Anthony, Animation, Official Moth, Prussian Media, and Beat the Straw XD. One Awesome, Lachlan Brunette, Sphinxen, Gab, Abdullah Azam M, Godzilla, Netherlands Ball. How's it going, guys? Glad you're here. I am trying something different today. Can you guys see this little avatar at the bottom of the screen? Do you see that? Okay, yeah, you guys see it. SquareUpToon saw it. So there's this program called StreamAvatars, and this is going to be a proof of concept stream because I don't quite understand how to make it run. But there's a way, it's a way for chat to have avatars on screen, and then you guys can like mess around with each other. I think you need to type !extension. So try typing that in chat. Do you get something? You should get like a control panel somehow. Here, I can control, I think I can like pick them up and drop them. If !extension doesn't do anything, let me know. So I'm gonna try and spend the stream figuring out how to make this work because I think it'd be really fun to have something for chat to do while I'm drawing, you know? Is anything showing up when you type it? Let's see. Maybe because you're on mobile? I don't know. Is anyone on desktop? How would this affect my drawing time? I don't know, but here, like I can drop a bomb. Drop many bombs. Yeah, I want to figure out how to make this work, so this might be like a tech support stream, really. But I'll do a couple of... I'm going to draw some stuff. I'm mostly finished with this comic that I did last night, and I finished it off stream. And I'm going to post this on Polandball sub. You're on desktop, but it doesn't work? Okay. It's better integrated into Twitch than it is to YouTube, so I'm trying to figure out how to make it work. Maybe I have to change the settings. How do people use this extension? Periodically paste. There's an extension link that I have to send to chat. All right, hold on. Let me disconnect this real quick, and then a little guy should disappear. I'm gonna mess around with the. Do you go on Twitch or computer? No, I don't stream on Twitch anymore, so it's all here. It says copy URL to clipboard. I don't understand. This is so strange. Lana, how's it going? Leaf Scout, Caragway, Spanish Empire Animation, Oof Man. Animation, did I see your St. Vincent and the Grenadines emoji made for Discord? I did. Can I show that on stream? How to do announce extension link? I think there's probably, it looks like there's more setup that I need to do on my end to figure this out. Oh yeah, so we posted a new short this morning. Did you guys see that? I pinged people in the Discord. I feel bad pinging you guys all the time. But we have like a new video every day, and I stream like every other day, something like that on average. So it's a Dick Rhino comic from a number of years ago, and he turned it into a short. Sushi Box. Let me get the link and I'll share it in chat. Rosario, guest Fred, how's it going? Straw XD, that looks like Vietnamese. I can't read it. Kobiet Viet Cong Kolai? I don't know what that means. Yeah, poor Poland. Yeah, I really want to figure out how to make this work, because I think this would be super cool for chat to be able to play around with their avatars. Interactable viewer extension. It's here. StreamAvatars viewer extension YouTube. This is supposed to be easier to work on Twitch. It's like better integrated into Twitch. Avatars. Ooh, text-to-speech. That would be fun to add too. Have I checked the StreamAvatars docs yet? I haven't. Oh no, I have. I'm docs.streamavatars.com. Let's see. Here, let me... Whoops. Let me at least show the full comic. So I finished drawing this last night, so I'll just go through it real quick. I'm going to post this in like 10 minutes or something. So this is going to be called Canadian Politics. And this is based on a conversation I had with Aaron yesterday. So I was able to pump this out pretty quickly. More immigrants, more restrictive zoning laws. No, fewer immigrants, less restrictive zoning laws. Privatized healthcare, something about Quebec. Canada is duly all riled up. Maybe you should do checks on him? He'll tire himself out. Bark, 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 bark. So I made a comment to Aaron that Canadian politics to an American looks like a dog barking at itself in the mirror. Marvel sent a doc that may help. In okay, let me check it out in Discord. Streaming Hub. Part of the docs that might help with StreamAvatars. Yeah, this is what I was looking at. Let's see. Let me... General... Viewer spawning. Who can spawn? Everyone. Save and reload. We had Nintendogs, now we have Canadogs. No oil. Jawohl, Hervatsku. How am I? I'm doing well. I think I slept wrong, and my neck and like upper back don't feel great. But other than that, you know, I got all my work out of the way yesterday before stream, so I've got nothing to do this weekend. It's awesome. I don't think the extension is exclamation mark extension is going to do anything right now. I think I need to properly set this up. I'm still messing around with the settings. Take a look. Avatars enabled. All. Marble Steer sent me the document to help you set it up. I don't know anyone who's actually used this. I can show your emoji after I figure out the avatar stuff. Here, I can just show it now. Oh, and Vita made some cool stuff too. Let's take a look. And Gab Tint drew some stuff too. Let's take a look at that. Drew all the monarchies in the world with their royal flags and standards, if they have one. Do I know which ball is which country? Okay, that's gonna be tough. I said yesterday that I don't like seals on flags. I don't like coats of arms, so I've never bothered to learn a lot of them. And then where did here? Yeah, animation made this Saint Vincent and the Grenadines. Let me pull these up real quick. All right, so animation made this, which is gorgeous, exquisite. Let's make this a Discord emoji. Server settings, emoji, upload, and it'll be exquisite. Right on. This is sick. So this is St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Are we going to talk about Eurovision in PNN? Is Eurovision happening right now? I don't follow Eurovision. It's like one of those silly pan-European things that's like, it just doesn't make a cultural impact in the US. But yeah, maybe we should. So great job animation on this. This is gorgeous. I made it a Discord emoji. I think we have room for like 150 emojis or something because the server got boosted. And then, let's see, who made this? Gab Tint made this. So this is a map of, or it's not really a map. It's all the monarchies in the world with their royal flags and standards. I don't recognize like any of them. I'm so sorry. This is Bhutan. I recognize Bhutan. Is this Jordan? I think that's Jordan. Saudi Arabia. I think that's Bahrain. I'm assuming this is Sweden and Denmark. Norway's a monarchy, right? Norway, Sweden, and Denmark, I think, are all monarchies. The Netherlands is a monarchy. Spain is a monarchy. Belgium is a monarchy. Portugal's not a monarchy. It's a republic, right? I don't think they have a monarch. Do you guys recognize these? I don't recognize, like, most of these. This is really cool, though. I like Bhutan's... What is this on Bhutan? Is this like a shirt or a shawl or something? Whatever it is, it looks cool. The sunglasses. That's great. The extension link. Extension... StreamAvatars extension link. Extension link empty. Update images panel. Images. This is super confusing. How to set up StreamAvatars app. Most of the like the tutorials I see are for Twitch, which doesn't help me. Like maybe I should try it on Twitch just to see like how it works, and then I can sort of reverse engineer it for YouTube. Gaitner's in the chat. Gaitner, do you know how to work StreamAvatars? I'm trying to set it up. Are we going to talk about the stuff that's the horrible stuff happening in Sudan? Aaron is doing like all the work on this episode of PNN. I can suggest it to him. I've been asking a lot of him. He's drawn a lot of art assets for some of the shorts that we've been making. But that would be good to cover because, yeah, it's sad. There's a civil war happening in Sudan. Started last year, April 15th of last year to present, so it's been going on for a little over a year. Sub-Saharan Africa is just it's a mess, unfortunately. I mean, so is Saharan Africa. Most African countries aren't terribly stable. Gate Nerd, I'm gonna send you a link. Could you try and see if this works for you? Before I don't want to send the wrong link to chat. I want to make sure it works for you. Where are you in Discord? I think this might be it. If this works, then it should work for you guys. So let's see if Gate Nerd can get it to work, and then if it works for him, it should work for the rest of you. Gate Nerd, I pinged you on Discord and the live stream channel. Android or Apple? I have an Android phone. But I do have an iPad. My whole family growing up were a bunch of Apple nerds. So like I had, like in our house we had like Macs. And you can't game on a Mac. You know, as a kid I wanted to game. So my mom bought a PC. I don't know if she bought it or she was able to just take it from work, like an old PC, and that was my first gaming PC. It was a piece of crap. It was like an office computer. But I've always been like PC, Android kind of person, you know? I'm not a huge fan of Apple, but they do make, you know, pretty decent products. Like, I use my iPad a lot. It's kind of old, actually. I should probably get a new one. It's like 5 years old. I want to get like one of those big fat iPads. The iPad, what was it, iPad Pro? I think those are expensive though. How much are they? iPad Pro. Because that would be nice for work rather than having a laptop. Like bringing a laptop on the road is super annoying. iPad Pro. Oh, this is the new one. The new one's $1,000, starting at $1,000. So it's like buying a new laptop. I bought a new laptop last year in like September. Call as an iPad kid. I love the term iPad kid. There was a post on Reddit the other day. I think it was a shower thought. It was like grown adults who watch sports on their phone at a social function are the adult version of iPad kids. I'm actually curious what chat thinks. Let's do a poll if you guys are Apple or Android, iOS or Android. It's probably, I would guess it's going to be Android. iPhones, I think, are pretty... I think iPhones are dominant, like, basically only in North America. I think Androids are more popular basically everywhere else, like Asia, Middle East, South America, Europe. I'm pretty sure Androids. Do I like sweet tea? I don't drink a lot of sweet drinks, but yeah, like every now and then sweet tea's nice. It's not working. Do I have to create an avatar for this? I don't think I need to. This is so confusing. I really want to make this work because it'd be super cool. Oh, there's a Discord for this app. You have to load an avatar pack. How do I load an avatar pack? Load an avatar pack. I mean, that would solve the problem, potentially. I don't know. Yeah, you guys are destroying Apple. 70, it's about 70 to 30 Android. Does anyone else have any art that they want to show off? Well, I'm trying to figure this out. Trying to draft Gate Nerd into helping me do this. Avatars and gears. So one of the cool things is, like, if I can get StreamAvatars to work, we can make our own characters. So we could make, like, Polandball characters, and we could use those as our avatars. Hello.
I do not know. I haven't done this in a long time.
But I've never done this, so. Chat, say hello to Gate Nerd. Gate Nerd's our tech support for this morning.
Yeah. So, do you have Streamlabs open?
I use OBS.
Or not Streamlabs, Avatar thing.
Yeah, I have it open. I'm in the settings.
Okay, if you go to Steam Workshop on the left.
Whoops. Okay.
then I think that you can just download straight from there.
Okay, there's Pokemon 1 to 151. That's the one that you were using?
That's the one that I used to stream Pokemon.
Are these all are these all free?
Yes.
I'm gonna download Blockman first.
Okay. Yeah, you just do that and then it'll show up in Avatars and Gears below.
Okay. So I go to Avatars and Gears and then...
Once it's loaded, I think you should be good to go. The rest is all... like, unnecessary settings. The defaults are fine.
One second. Alright, how do I load it?
Did you press download on the Steam Workshop page?
Yeah, so when I go to Avatars and Gears, if I go to top left, the drop-down menu, I can choose none, Blockman, or Kirby. I downloaded Kirby. Do I just select that and then save?
In which page are you on? Steam Workshop or Avatars and Gears?
Avatars and Gears.
And do you have, like, little sprites for Mega Man or whatever?
Yeah.
I think... Yeah, you just do save and reload up at the top, and then should be good. I can go and have the link. Is it hooked up to your, what do you call it? Your OBS, or...
Sorry, what?
Is it hooked up to your OBS?
Yes, it was showing, like, when I loaded it, it was showing, what's it called? Like, my little avatar was walking on the screen, and Stream was able to see it, but they weren't able to get the extension.
Okay. I think that they should be able to do it from chat. So...
They can from Twitch. For YouTube, it's a different process, I think. Like, there's a link that I'm supposed to share with them, but that link isn't showing up.
Okay. Then that I do not know.
StreamAvatars. This is super confusing.
Is it... in your OBS, it's a layer, like on top?
Yeah, it's the top layer.
Okay. Is it... So it's just... There's nothing visible at all?
No, like, here, I can, let me connect.
Okay.
And then my little guy should show up. Because it was, people were able to see it before. I'm pretty sure I have to share, like, the extension link with chat, but it doesn't give me an option. Like, before I load, it gives me an option to, like, copy a link, but there is no actual link there, you know?
I see. It does say for me now that you will get an avatar soon. So I think something has improved.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Little dude appears. Yeah, mine says you'll get an avatar soon.
And your login details page has YouTube and has the... Have you authorized the bot?
I think the bot is like my own YouTube account. Yes.
Yeah. Have you done it with the Polandball YouTube account?
I don't know how to do that. No. Sinister, you were on a TV, now you're on a Samsung tablet?
Interesting.
Nice.
Let me see here.
Yeah, we're trying to figure this out because this would be super fun for you guys. In the meantime, I think I can probably upload this comic. Canadian politics. I'm gonna go post this on reddit.com/r/Polandball if you guys want to take a look. Submit comic. Saturdays can be good for posting comics. Doesn't look like there's much going on in the subreddit today. There's two other posts. Canadian politics. Let me make sure it's all right. Redditor made. Apply. Submitted. All right. I'm gonna ping Aaron in this. This comic is literally just shitting on Canada for no reason. That's one of the best things about Polandball is just like taking the piss out of people and entire countries just because you can. Let's see what other art. And Vita, can we add this? That's a good, yeah. I like this this emoji. Confused. A confused emoji here. Let me put it on chat so people can see it. I'm gonna add this to the Discord as well. Confused Australia from Anvita. Server settings, emoji, upload emoji. We have 83 more slots for emojis. That's great. Prussian Media, you also got a new comic. Let's show it. Welcome to our space center. We got Poland. It looks like my avatar going to a rocket. What? There is a trespasser. Boss.
I'm not 100% sure. You might need to be actually logged in to the Polandball YouTube account instead of just a editor.
Oh, is that? I mean, it shows up. Like, you guys can see my avatar.
Oh, yeah, no, that's true. You're right. I'm stupid. Do you have the authentication all set up? So your channel OAuth and bot OAuth is both set up on the login details page?
Login details, bot authenticator, channel authenticator. Yeah, they're both good.
Okay. And then on general, you have who can spawn set as subscribers and in chat.
I did everyone in chat just because I figured that might have been the issue.
And in avatars and gears, you do have it set like you've saved it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see here.
So you see where it says viewer extension panel? That there's like the fourth or fifth one down is extension link. And then you click like the clipboard icon and it says copy URL to clipboard, paste this URL into your browser. That doesn't give me a link. Like the link I sent you, I got from clicking open browser, but then it brings me to that page and it also doesn't do anything for me. Waiting for your avatar, installing avatars. Oh, hold on, it worked. 13 points. Alright, yeah, something's going on here. We're making progress.
Okay, do you have shop? There's a shop editing menu on the avatars thing, and the cost might not be set to 0.
Sorry, where is that?
On the streaming avatars, the second from the bottom on the left is shop editing.
Shop editing. Okay.
Yeah. Are any of those costs more than 0?
No, they're all 0. Blockman and Kirby.
Interesting.
But when I send you that link, it just brought you to like a page and it prompted you to log into your Google account, right?
Yes. And then it says you'll get an avatar soon.
Did you ever get one?
No.
Okay. It did work for me at a certain point. Like, I got a little thing show up. Yeah, here. Choose your avatar. Let's go with gold.
Can you change yours?
It looks like I kind of can. Avatars. Actions. Yeah, here are the chat commands. Okay, it's starting to work, chat. We're getting there. I really want to figure this out because this would be super cool for you guys. Square Up Tune, can I show your art on stream? I absolutely can. Let me see. Try sending the extension link in the Discord server. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, it's letting me choose Kirby now.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna connect it, and then I'm gonna send the link to the Discord.
Okay.
And then let's see if it works. That'd be super awesome. Let's see if my little guy shows up. I think I did a ghost Kirby. I don't see my character showing up.
If you go to the login details page, up at the top over relevant tutorials, what channel does it say? It'll have a microphone and like a tank.
It says Karl.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. It's just literally coli. Your YouTube channel, not Polandball official YouTube. So you do need to be logged in to the PBOYT channel, not just as a manager or whatever.
Oh. So I'll have to get that info from Dick Rhino. He has the channel info, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'll ask him off stream. So chat, we'll probably have to figure this out off stream, and then next stream I'll hopefully be able to do it.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, there should be a way to. I feel like there should be a way where you can do it as an editor. I'm gonna Google it real quick. There's a Discord for like support. Do you know what it is?
Where'd you find the Discord? I can go ask them for you.
StreamAvatars Discord. I'll send you the invite link.
Thank you.
It actually won't let me invite you. Here, I will just message you. Go to the top right of the website and it'll say Discord. Just click on that.
I see it. I found it.
Meanwhile, I'm going to look at some more artwork that you guys have created.
Okay, yeah. I'll ask.
Awesome, thank you. Stop Motion Dan, can you show these on stream in your latest comic? Yes. Your first comic and your latest comic, so we can see the improvement. Oh, where did my Photoshop go? This was Stop Motion Dan's first comic. Showed this a couple days ago. And then the second one called War. This is for your roleplay. Hiya, what's your IQ? 148. Why? Bang, bang, bang. Made by Stop Motion Dan for roleplay art. This is cool. Your art is definitely getting better. Like, I can see, it's only been a couple of days, like, compared to this. This is better. Significant improvement. Keep it up. Great stuff. Yeah, so I posted this on Reddit if you guys want to check it out. I think I'm going to turn this into a short as well. Marble Sphere, Aaron Tired. We can make this an emoji too. I like that. Here's Marble Sphere made this, Aaron Tired. Upload emoji. Square Up Tune, show your art, please. Let me take a look. Oh, I also like the Polandball, or Poland with popcorn emoji. That's good. Nearby attention. Let's do this one as well. Here's another one. Another emoji. Actually, I think what you should do, make Poland happy. Like, give him happy eyes here. I think that'd be super cool. Because you know, like, all the popcorn eating GIFs that people use? They're always, like, happy, right? Because there's, like, it's like watching drama. Oof, man, there's a Discord server? Yep, we've got a Discord server. I will put the link in the chat. That's the YouTube channel's official Discord. Yeah, I want to add this, but I think just give him happy eyes. I'll let you do it. All right, I made Aaron tired of GIF. I was gonna do a new comic about, let's see, with Prussian media, please review. So I'm actually gonna make a comic about the UK and the EU. So this is kind of timely. So we've got the UK here, and he's burning the EU flag, I think. Is this what, the Somalian flag? And then, what is this, Egypt or, no, what is this on the top right? I don't know what that is. This is pretty cool. There's a little bit of anti-aliasing here though, or actually there's a lot. Since I think you're using the brush tool, try using the pencil tool. The pencil tool is generally better. Yeah, I pronounce it GIFs. The small ball is New Zealand, or small ball is Zealand, and the flag is NATO. Why are they burning the NATO? Oh, this is the NATO flag, the one on the right. They're burning the EU flag, or the flag of Europe, holding the NATO flag. And this is Sealand, not Zealand. Got it, okay. Yeah, this is pretty cool. What else have we got? And Vita had something. And Vita had this piece of art. This is absolutely gorgeous. Some of you guys are just absolutely fantastic artists. Like, this blows anything that I've done out of the water. Like, I've got the very cartoony style. I can't do, like, high art like this. This is beautiful. This is so cool. Scottania, how's it going? Square Neptune, yours is in Streaming Hub. Let me take a look. Oh, this is cool. Is this all the Iranian proxies? Iran collecting cards. Here, let's. I want to look at this a little bit more. So Anvita made this. Anvita and Official Moth, I think, are two of the best new artists that. Well, I don't know, Anvita, how long you've been in the Polandball community, but I think Official Moth has only been around for a little bit. But you guys have put out consistently, like, really high quality, high level, high effort art, and it's just gorgeous. This is great. This is so cool. Really cool. I love this. And this is Bangladesh. Like a fishing riverboat. I love how you did the leaves here. See how you can see, like, the underside of the leaves are all shaded. So, like, on this branch, you're seeing the underside of all the leaves, which is why they're all in shadow. This is so cool. I like how you did the shadow of the, or I guess the reflection of the boat in the water. So cool. What's better, Crew Dragon, Starliner, or Dream Chaser? Well, Crew Dragon is the only one that's actually, like, flown people up, so I'm going to go with Crew Dragon for now. Alright, Square Neptune made this. This is Iran with all of Iran's proxies as, like, trading cards. This is pretty funny. Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, Syria, and Iraq. Hamas, surprise attack probably, protests. Hezbollah, voter loyalty, initial aggression. Houthis, rocket storm, instability. During your turn, the defender has a decrease in stability. Syria, can't really read what's behind it. Something, Polandballs or something. And then Iraq with the sunglasses, US in the back. That's pretty cool. This is really creative sort of interpretation of world events. Am I the type of person that opens a door when walking through a doorway? Yes. I try as I might, I cannot walk through doors. Animation. You made artwork that you can only see if you invert the colors of the screen. It's pretty cool. I'll have to check that out off stream. I know you've posted it a few times. I just haven't been able to take a look at it. Oh, yeah, Official Moth. I think Bio actually shared this with me. Official Moth made this.
Have you pressed connect on the top?
Yes. That's how the avatar shows up on the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Official Moth made this. BioEditor actually sent it to me. We were talking about it because this is fantastic. Legitimately better than any art piece I've done. This is so good.
And do you have an extra window that shows up with like all of the with like your little avatar running around?
What do you mean? Like you got the control panel?
When you press connect, it will pop up with a new window that has your avatar in it. The editing screen or like the options screen will go away.
Yes.
Okay. When you have that open, have you tried using the link?
Try using the link that I sent you.
Yeah.
It's live right now, so try using your link.
Okay.
Nearby attention modified version. This is great. I love this. Here. I think this is an easy avatar or an easy emoji for the Discord. This is great.
Maybe.
Nearby attention made this. So this is... I apologize if like I don't remember everybody's names because a lot of you guys change your account names every so often, and you might not have like the same name on Discord as you do in like on Reddit or on YouTube. So I apologize if you've been here for like 4 months and I don't recognize your name when you post something. It's very hard to keep track of all of those changes. Yeah, so this is good. I'm going to make this an emoji on the Discord. Where is it? Server settings, emoji, upload, popcorn. That's great. We've got 4 new emojis so far today. Exquisite, confused, Aaron, tired, popcorn. Boom. When you get it working, can you make stick pull in an avatar? So when we get it working, what I want to do is we can make like a new channel into Discord for people to draw avatars. I think you need something like 20 different images for a single avatar just to show all their different animations. So you need to make like 20 sprites. So if we see Gate Nerd pop up on the stream, his little emoji, then we'll know that it works and we can get everybody in chat in. But yeah, so this is Official Moth's artwork. This is gorgeous. I absolutely love this. This image has made the rounds in various Polandball communities. A lot of Official Moth's artwork. And I think he did the image of my avatar with the gun pointed at the camera. Really good stuff. Please no bullying, little dude is cute. Oh, I can pin him. That's cool. How do I unpin him? Oh, there we go. Stop motion, Dan. You bought a mouse for drawing the other day, so your drawing will start to improve because of that? Yeah, absolutely. Stupidity stuff, what's up? Will we give the sprite templates? Yeah. It's going to take a while to sort of figure out everything that we want to do with StreamAvatars, but it looks like it's a very sort of promising feature to have on an art stream. Trackpad supremacy. How can you draw with a trackpad? That's crazy. Little Cole, I got Hiroshima'd so many times. I really like this. I think this is super cool. This should be a sorry, who drew this again? Is this Square Eptune? I think this is Square Eptune. You should turn this into a comic. This is a good comic idea. You could have like Iran and Israel playing Go Fish or something, you know? Or you could have Iran and Japan playing like Pokemon, and Japan puts down like a Pokemon card, and Iran puts down like a Houthi card or something. And Japan gets mad like, that's not a Pokemon! Houthis is not Pokemon! Manny, how am I, what are we doing now? I'm reviewing people's art, and Gate Nerd and I are trying to figure out how to get StreamAvatars to work so that chat can get their avatars on stream as well. This is really clever. This is very, I really like this. This is just like a very silly Polandball type thing, you know? Like imagining Iran's whole network of proxies and terrorists as being a trading card game. Trackpads are really annoying to game with. Yeah. I mean, I hate trackpads in general. I think they're a pain in the ass to use. Alright, so I was going to draw the UK and the EU. This is going to be... what do I title this? So you come crawling back. And then I need some kind of background. So we're going to draw the UK. And one of the things that I liked doing in the Red Shirt comic that I made, the Star Trek one, was having the UK's top hat sort of like floating and off to the side above him. So I'm going to do that again. Let's see what my ball drawing is like today. Not very good, it seems. Wow, okay. This is alright. Oh, I didn't do it on the right layer. I always do that. Copy this, paste it. Okay. What do you guys have planned for this weekend? I know it's evening or night for some of you guys, but we still got Sunday as well. actions. Save little dude. Little dude never ran around or deserted us. Ben Cog, work, and more work. Yeah, working on weekends sucks. I'm sorry. Lana, your weekend is ending. I'm sorry. And Vita, cooking comics. You're cooking, making you're cooking comics and art. I don't know if that's 3 separate things or you're making comics and art. Oh, it changed to Kirby. Okay, cool. Yeah, so my extension worked. Awesome. Let me pick him up. Lots of bombs. The slingshot doesn't work. I'm supposed to be able to slingshot him. Alright, let me go back to drawing. Gaynerd is still trying to figure this stuff out. Wouldn't it be cool if Kirby's color matched with the average color of your profile picture? That would be cool. But my hope is that when we get this working, we can make our own avatars. So people can draw like 20 versions of their avatar. We can use like a template sort of ball. And then I want like all the avatars on stream to be different country balls. Alright, let me pull up the UK. It's my Polandball folder. Stop bullying Kirby. Kirby is indestructible. I remember I read there's like there's a subreddit that is like imaginary fights, and people go into like these, people will give a prompt to other users to sort of explain like who would win in a fight, Darth Vader or Kirby, right? And Kirby is basically indestructible. Kirby is like a god. According to like Kirby lore, Kirby could beat like almost any other fictional character in a fight. Alright, where's the UK? Need the UK and the EU. Here we go. Oh no, I need to do eyes first, don't I? Let's do eyes. This is UK. Kirby will swallow bombs and shoot them into me. Kirby has a digestive capacity of a black hole. Yeah. Kirby versus Dr. Doofenshmirtz. Who would win? I don't know Dr. Doofenshmirtz. He's from Phineas and Ferb, right? Is he powerful or something? Do some eyes. That eye is too big, I think. Good eye, mate. Are there any Aussies in the chat right now? I want to know if Aussies actually say crikey. Or if it's something that they like ham up for foreigners. Chad, do you guys know who Steve Irwin was? Crocodile Hunter? He was like foundational in my youth. Australian conservationist. And like animal animal dude. He had a zoo. Uses Kirby on stream, cease and desist as join chat. I can't imagine that this would that would matter, but maybe. Who knows? Bio is Aussie, yeah. So is left, I believe. But yeah, it's probably, let's see, what time in Sydney? Yeah, it's 2 a.m. in Sydney. Time in Perth, probably 11 a.m. 12 a.m. in Sydney. So yeah, it's super late in Australia. Oh, did Gay Nerd show up? No, I don't see him. Did you say crikey? Toss another shrimp on the Barbie. Oof, man, are you Nazi? Yeah, no, man, like, Steve Irwin was such a wholesome person, you know? Really loved animals and, like, sharing his love of animals with people and talking about, like, how to better treat animals and conservation and everything like that. And then he died in, like, 2007 or something. I remember I was, like, at a friend's house when we learned, and it was like, wow. Everyone loved him, you know? It was really sad when he died. He was a great dude. His two children have taken after him. God, I forget their names. Bindi and something. He had a daughter and a son. And they help run the zoo. Sorry, what's up?
I found out the problem.
Okay.
It is, in fact, that you have... So, it has to be connected to chat, which requires you to be logged into the channel.
Oh, okay.
Because the extension only works for users who are already spawned with an avatar. So that's why it works for you, but not anybody else. And the only way to spawn your avatar is through the chat connection. You can't spawn it from the panel.
Okay, so I need to see if Dick Rhino will share the login info.
Yes.
Okay, so it would have to be next stream at the earliest.
Well, the good news is you don't have to restart the stream. Because even though you are doing it from your account as an editor, it would get access through the channel itself. So you would just have to use that login information to log in via streaming avatars. So if he sent it to you now, you would be able to do it.
So I would only ever have to do it once?
All that you would have to do, you don't even have to log in to the YouTube yourself. You just, well, you kind of do. You have to log into the channel through StreamAvatars. That's it. So the same way you did it with your YouTube account, that's all that you would have to do. But
I only have to do that in StreamAvatars, not on OBS or anything, right?
Correct.
Okay. Whoops.
Which, I mean, you could do that today. You could do it whenever, but that's it. I could technically also do it from my computer. Interestingly, because we all stream from the same channel. StreamAvatars cares about the Polandball channel. It doesn't care.
So we could have Dick Rhino do it. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, wait. Yes. Well, no. Maybe? I honestly do not know. Because you have to capture it in OBS. So I think that your streaming avatars has to be the one running it. But I think that if he ran it from your computer, you would be able to No, you wouldn't be able to because your computer is streaming from your Cola YouTube channel. Or your streaming avatars is connected to a non-existent chat for the live stream happening on your personal YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see if DeCrano's open to it, because I get he might not want to share the channel info. He's in Warframe. Oh, he's typing. Okay. Okay, so I mean, for at least for right now, like my little avatar's on stream, you guys can watch him just walk around. He's trapped. This little prison of his. 1920 by 1080
like
pixels. Kirby's little digital prison.
Yeah.
It'll work if everyone likes the stream. True.
But I think that we could definitely do some stuff with this because you can upload your own pack.
Yeah, I think doing like a country ball pack would be great if it hasn't already been done. You know.
It hasn't been done. That's
oh my
the
god.
thing.
Yeah, I mean that's perfect for us. You know, it's
Yeah.
something we can crowdsource. People can make their own sprites, and then we can upload them.
Yeah, and you can upload different like animations. So you could make like country-specific animations, like Venezuela turning into a balloon or something like that, and then
That'd be
pop.
so cool. All right, let's do lines behind the UK.
Yeah, sorry that didn't work. I thought that it would be able to do it based off of you being an editor on the channel, but it does not have that capacity.
I mean, I could stream on Twitch or something and get it to work, I'm sure, but like I want to stream for the channel, you know, because it grows the channel.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna head off. Let me know if you need anything else.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for the help. Appreciate it. Chat, say goodbye to Gate Nerd.
Bye, chat. Have a good one.
So we will figure out StreamAvatars, hopefully. So the way that I stream on YouTube is I log into, like I have a YouTube, or I have a Google account that is associated with the YouTube channel. So I'm an editor, one of 7 editors on the YouTube channel. So I don't have full permissions to do like everything with the channel. So the channel account itself was created and is run by Dick Rhino. And I don't have that login information, so I have to talk to Dick Rhino about it. I imagine he'll be open to it. But I also understand like why he might not want to share the username and password. But there's 7 of us, you know, and like I've met Dick Rhino in person 10 years ago. So I think we can make it work, and it would be super cool to have like everybody to be able to choose their own avatar, and the avatar is a country ball with a different flag. That'd be super cool. Have Venezuela turn into a balloon. I think that'd be cool. We could do like US have a rocket ship or something. That would be a great like ongoing project for the community. We could do it in Discord. We could create all sorts of art. And then they would all interact on stream together. Oh, whoops. I was doing that on the wrong layer. So I'm not going to do a super long stream today. I'm not going to end soon, but I do have my laundry waiting for me. I do have to go pick it up from the basement. But no one does laundry on a Saturday morning, so I think you can just wait there for a little bit. Won't inconvenience anyone. But I'm going to go on my daily walk. I'm going to get a coffee. A needlessly expensive coffee because, you know, walks don't count if you don't get a coffee. And I'm going to go read. I've been reading Fall of Hyperion. I'm about a fifth of the way through. It's pretty good. It's not as good as the original book, the first, but it's still good, and I want to see like how the story ends. What could the server be called? Like StreamAvatars Polandball? No, I mean we would just make like a new channel on Discord, and people could draw sprites for the StreamAvatar pack, and then we could incorporate that into our own custom pack that people could we would download, we would upload, or whatever. We would edit. We would use that for this channel. You'd be England ball with stilts. That's kind of funny. Yeah, I like the idea of a country ball on stilts walking around. Man, I hate drawing the Union Jack. I'm actually going to do a poll in chat because I want to know like where people would place the Union Jack on a tier list. So let's do this. Oh, this is, no, not Q&A. How does Q&A work? Let's do poll. Start a poll. Where does the Union Jack place on a flag tier list? S, A, E, C, or lower. Okay. I think the Union Jack is like a low A, high B tier. It's easy if you're on a mobile drawing app. Pumpkin drinks are always the best. I've never liked pumpkin spice lattes. It's PSL season, pumpkin spice latte season. That's in October. It's too sweet. Like, I don't like sweet coffee. Union Jack. I have a Union Jack flag. Do I have it hung up? I don't. I've got the flag of Europe. I have a US flag. I have a California state flag. I have a New York state flag. I have the South Korean flag. I have the UK flag. A number of years ago, I got my dad the United Federation of Planets flag. He has that hung up in his office. I should get one of those. It's from Star Trek. But Dick Rhino is recording a video. I think he's doing a Warframe video. You guys checked out Dick Rhino's YouTube channel? He and his wife do some gaming content, and he's done a lot of Warframe content over the years. 26 votes in chat. Yeah, I think you guys... I agree with chat here. I think it's a B tier. Somewhere between B and A tier. I think that's where most of us sort of fall. Yeah, B tier 34%, A tier 30%, S tier 19, C or lower 15. Yeah. I don't think putting it at a C or lower is fair, just because there's a lot of really ugly flags out there, and it's not an ugly flag, it's just not... I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit too busy for a flag. Like it's hard to draw, and it has a right way up, right? That's one of those things that a lot of people forget or don't know, is that it's not like a perfectly symmetrical flag. The St. Patrick's cross, like the X or whatever on the flag, those are oriented in a specific way. So it's very common you'll see someone like hanging the Union flag upside down, and you can tell based on the position of the St. Patrick's cross. Those are good eyes. Zoom in. Let's do a little bit of lighting, I guess. Glare. Whoa, a Polandball user actually got laid. In fairness, she is also a Polandball user. Still counts. Oh, dishwasher's done. It's raining in the UK because God's pissing over it. No wonder they say it's pissing all day. I really like rainy weather. So I lived in the UK for a year. I lived in London for a year. And I loved the rainy weather, but it was light rain. It's not like storms, you know? I was hoping it would be more like storms. I'd never been to the UK before, so I didn't know what to expect. I just heard like, oh yeah, it always rains there. And it does, it's just like... It's not what I expected. Let's do 3 pixels for this. How's this comic doing? 164 upvotes, number 2 in the subreddit. Posted 51 minutes ago. So yeah, this comic that I made on stream yesterday mostly, and then I finished off stream. I was up super late last night finishing this. I think this is where I stopped stream, panel 4. And then I did 5 and 6 off stream. I was up until like 2 a.m., which wasn't great. But Aaron was talking in the YouTube Discord, and he mentioned something about, he was talking about Canadian politics, and I made some comment saying like, to an American watching Canadian politics or hearing Canadian politics, it feels like like you're watching your dog bark at itself in the mirror, you know? Yeah, the text commands in chat don't work. We'll have to figure it out. But Kirby's just a stream mascot for now. But we'll figure it out. I think it would be a great thing for community engagement to have stream avatars with custom country ball avatars. And I kind of don't want to go super wild with like how many different ones we have. I think it'd be super funny if there were like, 30 people on screen and they were all just Poland, you know? Can we draw Kirby a Bolsona? Isn't Kirby Land a game? Or is that the name of like his universe? Does Kirby Land have a flag? It's a pretty good UK. I like this. Good UK. Now let's try the hat off to the side. A little bit lighter. And I don't know how I feel about the hat like this. Are Kirby's feet red or is it just his shoes? That's a good question. I don't know. Let me see. Kirby. Those look like his feet. Does Kirby have shoes? Kirby's red feet are often mistaken for shoes, but design documents from around the time of Kirby's adventure and later statements by Masahiro Sakurai confirm that they are his actual feet. Those are his feet. I drew a Kirby... I was going to make a Kirby comic. I don't know where it is. I think I saved it somewhere in my Polandball. My Polandball folder is like just a catch-all for all the art that I do. It's like 99% Polandball, but occasionally there's something else. Let me search Kirby. Hold on. I'm gonna put this in chat real quick. Or on screen. Yeah, okay. So this is okay to show. I drew this. I started drawing a Kirby comic. This was years ago. I just never finished it, but this was a Kirby that I drew. I thought it came out pretty well. But yeah, those are his feet. They're not shoes. Kirby's got red feet. Alright, I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna see. I have the control panel for like my own little avatar. Can I make him dance? Oh, that's cool. I can make him dance. That's cool. Make Kirby jump when the star comes up. Where's the jump option? There's sleep, ice, spin, dance, fire, bump, WTF, sling, hug, attack. What is that? Kirby has Estonian eyes. And Vita's got another comic. Let's show it. Back to Photoshop. Invita made this. Japan and Poland. Arigato, Poland desu. Welcome to Nihon. Yay, Polska kenitu kawaii. I love the cute eyes, the kawaii eyes. Hi, let's go now to the best tourist attraction, Mount Fujiyama. Halt, tourists cannot have enterings now. Especially Poland, he cannot into Mountain Desu. This is really cool. I really like this. This is a cute comic. Poland cannot into mountain. This is great. 10 out of 10. I love it. Gorgeous. This is one of those things like the kawaii eyes. You can. This is a very common, or it's not very common, but this is totally okay to do. This is rule compliant in Polandball. Is making like these super cute eyes. It's not done enough, to be honest. Have I tried sending the extension link to Discord? I've sent the extension link to Gate Nerd, and it didn't work for him. So he looked into it, and I have to be logged into the channel's actual YouTube account rather than mine. And that's Dick Rhino made that account, so I have to get permission from him and the login info. Once I get that, then I think I can have chat. I can share the extension link, and it'll work for chat. Yeah, so this is this is based on a news story that's been going around for a couple weeks. Apparently, there's a town in Japan that has these great views of Mount Fuji, and the townspeople decided that they were going to build like this giant mall or store or grocery store or something, department store, to block the view to block the view of the mountain because the tourists were not well behaved. So now you can't see the view from the view of Mount Fuji from that town because there's a giant building in the way now. But this is super cute. Arigato, Poland desu. Welcome to Nihon. Pyro, you got a comic idea? Right on. That's exactly what happens to me, is I'll just get struck by inspiration randomly. Fuji has 4 moods. Mount Fuji's a volcano, right? Yeah, it's an active stratovolcano. Iconic. Let's give him a little piece of paper. I'll put a little science is like now serving number. Let's see. The EU has 27 members right now. It had 28, so if the UK joined again, it'd be number 28, I guess. So now serving number 28. Put this on the wall. We'll do a counter. I don't know what this is called, but at least in the US, when you go to the DMV, for example, or anytime like you have to wait somewhere, you know, you have a number and you're waiting to get called. I don't know what this little counter is called. But I associate it immediately with the DMV. Like when you need to go and renew your driver's license in the US, you have to go to your state's Department of Motor Vehicles office. and there's usually a ton all over the state, and they're notorious for like being super slow, so people just get a number and they have to wait forever, you know? Let's do future or medium, I guess. Now serving. A little bit smaller. What is this? 18 point. Let's do 16. That's good. And then let's do red. 28. Brexit is the dumbest thing. Do we have any Brits in the chat? Any Brits? What are your thoughts on Brexit? I know a lot about the EU. I studied the EU in like my academic career. So I'm a huge simp for the EU. I thought Brexit was incredibly stupid. Sinister Sri Lankan, you have big news. Please read previous chat. I'm scrolling up. I don't see what you said. Animation, I love your new profile picture based on the St. Vincent and the Grenadines emoji you made. Brexit was a terrible idea. Yep. Brexit was dumb. Yeah. Oh, Lana's from Algeria. Yeah, so we do have some African chatters. It's from the continent of Africa. Algeria is part of the Arab world, though. So, you know, Africa as a continent is huge. As it should come as no surprise to you guys that Africa is very large. But there are two culturally distinct regions of Africa, right? And the Sahara acts as the border. So sort of north of the Sahara and north of the Sahara is primarily like Arab, Maghreb, Muslim regions. And then south of the Sahara is sub-Saharan Africa, right? And that is more ethnically diverse. It's more Christian due to the imperial influence of European states. Now serving 28. I think that 2 can be better. Yeah, Brexit was super stupid, and now like young people in the UK can't freely travel and study in the EU, and all of their friends from Europe can still do it. You know, all the old people in the UK who voted for Brexit totally screwed over all the young people because they bought into all this stupid propaganda about how like, oh, the EU is telling us how bendy your bananas can be. Like, no, that was always bullshit. You know, it's just old people are as susceptible to propaganda as anyone else. You know, they bought all that stupid anti-EU garbage pushed by Rupert Murdoch's companies, like the Daily Mail, the Telegraph. Is Telegraph owned by News Corp? I think it is. But God, Brexit is so dumb. Socialist Mango Tree, how's it going? Free Western Sahara. I know like absolutely nothing about what's happening with Western Sahara. This 2 is bad. I need to make a better 2. I'm literate, I swear. I know how to read and write. Been doing it since I was a kid. The Polandball Limbo thumbnail looks so great. The Discord one? Alpaca made that. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Opinions on Rishi? I don't... I would not vote for the Tories if I lived in the UK. The Tories are more sane than, like, American Republicans and American conservatives, but they're still crazy, and they've been in power since 2010. So for the past 14 years, everything that's gone wrong in the UK is their fault because they've had power, right? And if you guys don't know this, in the UK is a majoritarian form of democracy. There's different kinds of democracy, right? Like it's a parliamentary democracy versus like a presidential democracy, right? So the UK is it's a constitutional monarchy, it's a parliamentary system, and it has a majoritarian kind of democracy. A majoritarian democracy is basically when the government forms, the government basically can do more or less what it wants because it has a very strong majority in government, right? It doesn't require coalition building. In a more multi-party system where you might have proportional representation like the Netherlands or Germany, you need to create coalitions in order to form a government because no one party is able to control a majority of the parliament, right? So it means that you have to make concessions all the time to other smaller parties to get them into your coalition to form a government, right? In the UK, generally you don't need to do that. One party wins enough seats to form a government outright, with very few exceptions. So because it's a majoritarian government, it's easier for it to sort of govern as just one party. So everything that's happened in the UK basically since 2010, they had a coalition government with the Liberal Democrats from 2010 to 2015 or so. But the Liberal Democrats basically just went along with everything the Tories did because they were weak in a feet under Nick Clegg. They're still weak in a feet, but now they're weak in a feet under a different leader. But yeah, the Tories have been in power in the UK for 14 years, and the UK is in a really sorry state. You know, particularly for a country that used to punch really, really high above its weight. You know, the UK is still a great power, right? It's a nuclear weapons state. But economically, it's not been doing that great. But most of Europe is sort of falling behind the US economically. And it really should serve as a wake-up call to the rest of the continent. Like, it's just not as innovative an economy, Europe as a whole, as the EU or as the US. And the UK was, when it was a member of the EU, had access to the best of both worlds. It sort of acted as a bridge between the United States and the American economy and the Canadian economy and Australian and the EU, right? When you're in the EU, it's not just like a free trade area. It's an economic bloc, right? It's one of the main purposes of the European Union is to harmonize laws among all these different countries so that it's easier for you to sell your products or services in a different country, right? And they lost all of that when they left the EU. But one of the dumbest things about Brexit is that they kept talking about how we're going to leave the EU, we'll be able to make our own laws, we'll do what we want to do, you know? The problem is they're still just basically doing whatever Europe does. When the EU does something, the UK is basically just saying, yeah, that seems like a good idea, we'll do that too. And they legislate it into the law anyway. So it's like, what are you doing this for? You've lost all of the benefits of EU membership. And, you know, you're just doing what they're doing anyway. Sinister Sri Lankan Productions, read your previous chat. I can't scroll up that high. I don't know what you said. Is it in Discord? If all your messages are just like see previous chat, I can't scroll up far enough to see what your original comment was about. You can just make your original, your same comment again. Let me know. Mishi has been popping off in the Discord comics and art channel as well. I don't know who Mishi is in on YouTube, but your art is fantastic. I saw a couple of things that you posted today. So good, man. Prussian media, you live in England, but you're disappointed in Brexit. Yeah, I mean, I think the UK will rejoin in the next couple decades. Any art to show? Stop motion Dan. Yeah, let's see. A Kirby Balsono. What is this? Alright, you gotta explain what this is. Stop motion Dan. I see... so it's a red ball, a white, or sorry, like a yellow sun. There's a Star of David. I don't know what the blue is. Bob Mad, you gotta go. You'll continue doing your animation. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Hope you have a great weekend. And I hope your animation comes out well. I like the wizard hat. Well, it's not really a wizard hat. I don't know. Well, it kind of is. Yeah, this is cool. There was supposed to be a vote for Western Saharan independence by the UN. Then Morocco sent military aid in. Oh, you deleted your comment. Okay. Leaf Scout, see you later. Thanks for joining. Mishi is your friend, Anvita? She's an incredibly talented artist. Like everything that she's put out that I've seen in the Discord is absolute fire. I love the lighting. There's a lot of purple and blue filters and white lighting, and they all look great. Okay, so there was supposed to be a vote for Western Saharan independence by the UN. Then Morocco sent their military in and denied the election, and Western Saharan government in exile lives in Algeria. Okay, so it's basically Morocco has a claim. The UN basically was pursuing some sort of self-determination independence vote for Western Sahara. Yeah, Mishi's art is great. Let's do a wall here. This is something that I'm going to turn into a short as well. No, Western Sahara is Western Sahara. I've got no dog in the race, but generally, like, you know, I believe in self-determination. As long as, like, independence referendums are held in a free, fair, democratic, transparent way and not under duress, you know, and it's recognized by the international community, then it should be up to the people what they want to do, right? But you know, a good example of like independence referendums and stuff is like the Scottish independence referendum, the various Quebec independent referendums. Like those were legitimate referendums. They failed. So Scotland and Quebec are still part of the UK and Canada, respectively. Lucas Matthias Casanova, welcome. Hope you're having a great weekend. A bad example of an independence referendum is like Crimea or the Donbass, Zaporizhia, and Kherson regions in Ukraine. Russia annexed all of those territories first, basically. Right? Well, not first. Russia sent their military into these Ukrainian territories, and then, you know, their soldiers are crawling all over those regions, and then they set up these sham referendums. You know? On whether or not these countries want, or these parts of Ukraine want to join Russia. Like, you can't send your military in, shoot a bunch of people, conquer it, you know, and then set up sham referendums and ask those people, hey, do you want to join our country when we just invaded and killed your people? Like, that's bullshit. especially because it's Russia itself is also not a democracy, right? Like, it's a sham democracy. It's a dictatorship. Same with the Lukashenko election in Belarus. Yeah, Lukashenko is also a dictator. All right, so let's do like a light gray background here. Why is this? Oh, I never put the white in on the UK. Why is Israel in Eurovision if it's not in Europe? My understanding is that Eurovision is based on the European broadcasting system, and there are a number of countries that are like part of that system, even though that they're not part of Europe. So Australia, most famously, is part of it. So Australia has been in Eurovision before. Here, let me look it up. Yeah, the European Broadcasting Union organizes the Eurovision Song Contest every year. The European Broadcasting Union it's got members from everywhere. So I think hold on, let me see. Yeah, Australia is in the current Eurovision Song Contest 2024. It's primarily European countries, but there are other countries that are able to enter. So it's based on membership in the European Broadcasting Union, which is an alliance of public service media organizations whose countries are within the European Broadcasting Area or are members of the Council of Europe. It's made up of 113 member organizations from 56 countries and 31 associate members from a further 20 countries. It was established in 1950 and has its administrative headquarters in Geneva. The EBU owns and operates Eurovision and Euroradio telecommunication networks, on which major television and radio broadcasts are distributed live to its members. So, I'm looking at a map of the membership. Here, I can pull this up on stream. So this is the European Broadcasting Union membership and associate members. Where did I save this? Here it is. So dark blue, those are the actual members of the European Broadcasting Union. So basically all of continental Europe, except for Russia and Belarus. I think Russia and Belarus were part of it. They were kicked out, I think, as a result of the invasion of Ukraine. Turkey is a member. Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan are members. Israel, Jordan, Lebanon. Actually, no. Lebanon is. Egypt, Libya, Tunisia, Algeria, and Morocco, also all members. So that's why these countries can enter as well. Now, what I am not sure is Australia here is labeled as an associated member, but Australia does participate in Eurovision. But I don't think a lot of these other associate members do. So maybe they could. Like maybe Brazil, the US, China, India, Japan could send members to Eurovision, but they just don't. I don't know. All right, let's see. This should be the second panel, I think. I'm going to move this down. I think the first panel should be like a picture of the application. So let's do this. Let's do paper. Here, let's make this transparent, actually. We're going to draw the application. I don't know if you guys knew this. Politicians would never admit this to you. This is a very dirty, dirty, well-kept secret. But applications to the European Union are literally just one page. And it's, would you like to join the EU, yes or no? That's it. That's the whole application. All right, let's merge this. And maybe I should make it, I don't know. Guys, let's join the EU. Yeah, it's that simple. It's one page, and it says one question. Would you like to join the European Union? And there's a little box. Here, I'll draw it. 2 little boxes. You check either yes or no. That's it. So Turkey has been in negotiations to join the EU since 2003, I think. So it's been 21 years, and they haven't decided how to fill out their application. Did you know that being a witch is illegal in Canada? 4 people have been accused of the crime this year. Is Trudeau one of them? U.S. and Israel recognize Western Sahara as Morocco, so Morocco recognizes Palestine as Israel. Western Sahara's headquarters are in Algeria. African Union recognizes Western Sahara. How does Switzerland elect their prime minister if they're neutral? Well, elections themselves have nothing to do with neutrality. Neutrality is that's foreign policy. It's based on, what the current government wants to do. And foreign policy in most countries is typically the prerogative of the executive branch of government. So it's usually the prime minister, the president, the king, the dictator, whatever. That decides what foreign policy is, right? So Switzerland, I'm not super familiar with Switzerland's form of government, but they have like a rotating presidency on a council. They have like a 7-member executive branch. And I think members of the council are elected for like 2-year terms to be like the chief executive or whatever of the council for that term. I don't know if the people vote on who that person is. I think the council members themselves vote for like who's going to be the president for the next term. Or maybe it's just done on a rotating basis. Switzerland's form of government is very unique. It's also very complicated and bureaucratic, which sort of fits with Swiss culture, I think. Switzerland's a strange country. Beautiful. I've visited once when I was a kid, just like over the Italian border. But it's a neutral country because it's always basically been a neutral country for a very, well, I don't know about always, but it's been neutral for a very long time. It's very easy for them to be neutral because geographically they're very well protected. Like, it's situated in the Alps, It's very hard for anyone to conquer Switzerland because crossing mountains to try and conquer another country is very difficult. So it also, their location, not only is it difficult to invade them, but they are located between bigger powers, right? So, let me pull up a map of Europe. Do a topographical map of Europe. Here, let's pull this up. Switzerland's an interesting country to talk about. So here's a topographical map of Europe. So let's zoom in on Switzerland. All right, so here are the Alps, right? Well, it's really more like this. These are the Alps. So Switzerland is a very, very, very mountainous country. Like half of it is straight up just like the Alps themselves, right? And then you have like the foothills of the Alps and the northern half of Switzerland. So look at Switzerland's location. One, we know it's very mountainous, and crossing mountains with an invading army is very difficult. Supply lines are very difficult to maintain across rough terrain like that. So it's hard just to invade naturally. But on top of that, it's surrounded by 3 and historically 4 major powers. France, Italy, previously you had Austria-Hungary, right? And Germany. You had 4 great powers border Switzerland. So Switzerland being a natural fortress and in the middle of 4 powers that have been at war with each other at various points in time, it is in each one of those great powers' interests to have a buffer between each other, right? They don't necessarily want to border each other because that's dangerous, because these countries go to war very often. So having Switzerland as a neutral state, as a buffer between these 4 competing great powers, it worked for everyone involved. So that's why Swiss neutrality always sort of worked, was because it really wasn't in France's interest to try and conquer Switzerland, or Italy's interest to conquer Switzerland, or Germany's, or Austria-Hungary's, right? So yeah, it's a natural fortress because it's in the Alps, and it being a buffer state makes neutrality a very good option for it, right? Now, let's look at another formerly neutral state. Belgium. Belgium was created out of thin air by the British in 1831, to put it very, very, very simply, right? Belgium was previously part of, like various French or Dutch empires, right? Belgium was a neutral country from 1831 until World War I. It was invaded by Germany, despite being neutral, when Germany declared war on France in World War I, right? Now, why did Germany not respect Belgian neutrality, but did respect Swiss neutrality? Because Belgium is one of the Low Countries, which means it's very, very, very flat. So it's very easy to move an army through Belgium into France versus through Switzerland into France. So neutrality did not work for Belgium because it's not a natural fortress. It's just flat. It's very easy to move an army through Belgium, right? Napoleon did it. The Kaiser did it. Hitler did it. And Belgium it's a small country too, physically and in terms of population. It wasn't really able to defend itself. Belgium went back to being neutral, I think, during the interwar years. And then again, it didn't work because in 1940, Germany invades through Belgium again into northern France. Right? I think in World War I, Germany asked Belgium if they could send their army through it to get to France, and the Belgian king said no, effectively saying our country is not a road, it's not a highway. You can't just move your army through us to attack another country. Like, we're not okay with that. We're neutral, You can't just send troops into our country. So Germany decided, well, what are you going to do? Stop us? So they moved their army through Belgium. They invaded Belgium in 1914, and the first few battles of World War I between Germany and Belgium had such an enormously high body count that it basically shocked the entire world, that you could have tens of thousands of soldiers die in like a matter of a day in these battles, because military technology had progressed so rapidly prior to World War I that armies were still using 19th century tactics to fight 20th century wars with 20th century technology. So it took a while for the belligerents in World War II to sort of figure out how to fight wars and not just like throw people at machine guns. So the German invasion of Belgium in the Anglosphere was referred to as the Rape of Belgium. And that galvanized British support for entry into the war and support for France and for Belgium, right? So the UK had promised to safeguard Belgian neutrality for like a century, just under a century, something like that, because Belgium existed as a buffer state between France and Germany and the Netherlands, and it served the United Kingdom's interest to have a buffer state between those great powers. They didn't want Germany to become this dominant continental power. So, the Rape of Belgium, the German invasion of Belgium, was played up in British media. As far as my understanding, the sort of like war crimes that Germany committed in Belgium weren't like particularly more egregious than war crimes committed elsewhere by other powers. It was part of sort of like the jingoistic media in the UK to drum up support for the war. So they did exaggerate, as far as I'm aware, like the brutality of the German invasion. But it helped spur public support for the UK's entry and mobilization into World War I. So that's our history lesson for today. I said the stream would start in 8 hours, not 11. Yeah, I had a slow start today. Apologies. So yeah, so neutrality is a political decision. It works for some countries and it doesn't work for others. So again, geography plays a big role, right? And it also has to align with the interests of the countries that might conceivably pose a threat to you, right? So like Switzerland, if it really wanted to, could not beat France in a war. Like modern day Switzerland versus modern day France, there's no hope for Switzerland. It would just be overpowered by France. France is just a much bigger power, right? Same thing with Germany and Italy, but France has better expeditionary capacity than Germany in particular, a little bit better than Italy. But it's not in France's interest to invade Switzerland. So the Switzerland being a neutral country, it works for all the countries around it, you know? Belgian neutrality was not respected because it was not in the interest of Germany to respect it. It was in Germany's interest to invade it, essentially. So you can't just you can't rest your laurels on neutrality being like the be all end all of your defense policy, because it just doesn't work for some countries, right? Ukraine was a neutral country. What happened to Ukraine? It was invaded by Russia because Ukraine was starting to abandon neutrality. And Ukraine wanted to join NATO and the European Union, both of which are military alliances. And again, there's no natural borders here, right? This is Russia's border with Ukraine. This is all flat land. It's very easy to move an army into Ukraine from Russia. This is, here, geography lesson. This is called the Suwalki Gap, I think? No, not the Suwalki Gap. What is this gap called? The Fulda Gap. Is that the Fulda Gap? No, the Fulda Gap is more in central Germany. But no, so the Great Northern European Plain. Let's look at, so like Spain, Portugal, very mountainous. It's a very isolated peninsula, right? Like it's separated from North Africa by the Strait of Gibraltar. And then it's separated from the rest of continental Europe by the Pyrenees Mountains, right? So Spain and Portugal are pretty safe geographically from invasion. There have been a few invasions, right? Like you had the Moors conquer the Iberian Peninsula. But it's pretty rugged terrain. It's not super flat, Spain and Portugal. France has relatively good geography. It has a lot of coastline, and that coastline is not really surrounded by other powers. Like the Channel, the English Channel is, when France and the United Kingdom and Kingdom of England previously were going at it for like 1,000 years, this mattered a lot. In the past like century and a half, since the UK and France have sort of become allies, this is not as important. But all this coastline gives France access to the Atlantic and to the greater world, right? So they were able to become a maritime power and create a massive empire because they have really good sort of geography to promote maritime interests. Same thing here. They have Mediterranean interests because they have a Mediterranean coast, right? The UK does not have a Mediterranean coast, but because it's an island, at a very populated island and first industrialized country, it was able to expand its interests into the Mediterranean. But you'll notice here, this part of the French border, this is the bad part of the French border, right? Everywhere else you have here, this is coastline, right? Coastline is easy to defend. Mountains, easy to defend. Mountains, easy to defend. This part, this is the problematic part, and this is what has been the obsession that French governments and policymakers have had up until, really the middle of the Cold War, when relations between France and Germany sort of were, when they became each other's closest allies. This was the biggest problem for France. This is all flat land. You do have the Ardennes forest, which is pretty thick forest, but generally this is flat land, and it's easy to move armies across this, right? So the fear was always Germany will invade France proper through, Alsace-Lorraine. So they built fortifications and stuff here. But France, this has always been France's Achilles heel, is that since 1870, there's this, from 1870 to 1945, you had this belligerent, bigger, more powerful country on its border, on its weakest border. So this is what preoccupied French foreign policy and defense planning and stuff for the better part of a century, right? But otherwise, France has pretty good geography. Something like 70% of its border is really good. Sinister Sri Lankan Productions. I'm really sorry I didn't see what you were saying in chat. You kept just saying, like, look at my chat message, but I couldn't find the actual substantive message. I don't know if you guys found any of that interesting, but little history lesson, geography lesson. What was I going to draw here? This is EU application. Geography is an incredibly important thing in sort of what determines the success or failure of a civilization or a state, an empire, a country. If the EU became one country, it would have 3 enclaves: Liechtenstein, Vatican, Switzerland. It would have more than that. It would also have San Marino and Andorra. You love the lesson, I should do more? I was a history minor in college. Ghostman, hello, how's it going? If you're thinking the forest was a good natural barrier, just remember that there's really big metal carts called a tank with a gun on them. Exactly. That was part of the failure of French planning in 1939, was thinking that the Germans wouldn't be able to move tanks through the Ardennes. And they were. Spoilers. San Marino's part of the EU, isn't it? No, it's not. None of the microstates are members of the EU. The smallest EU member state is Luxembourg, and Luxembourg is not technically a microstate. Liechtenstein, San Marino, Andorra, and the Vatican are microstates. Prussian media, please review your art. Got the UK. This is cool. I like it. I like how you did the hat. Let me pull it up. Prussian media drew this. The UK. You've got some anti-aliasing here as well. Aliasing. But this is good. I like how you did the ribbon on the UK's top hat with the St. George's cross. Would I rather support Israel or Palestine? I've talked about this before, but I'm not really... I'm critical of both sides, and I'm not really supportive of either. Like, I think I'm supportive of Palestinian statehood. Like, I think Palestine should be a recognized state by the entire world, including the United States. But an organization like Hamas can't be allowed to govern any part of Palestine because they're terrorists. At the same time, Israel has erected an apartheid state where Israeli Jews have more rights than Palestinian Arabs, for example, or Arab Muslims, rather, to use a broader term, in Israel itself, right? And Israel is slowly annexing the West Bank through all those illegal settlements. No one's good. Like, the actual actors in the Israel-Palestine conflict are not good. Like, the only people who my sympathies lie with are the innocent civilians that are caught in the crossfire, you know? Like, it's absolutely terrible what's happening to a lot of the Palestinian civilians who are subjected to this violence. But in the same vein, it's also terrible what Hamas did to, you know, innocent Israelis on October 7th. You know, bro tried really hard to not get canceled. No, I mean, here's the thing. I've said this to chat many times before. You don't have to take a side in conflicts. It's totally okay to not take a side. I don't know is also an acceptable answer. You know? Hamas is bad. The Israeli government is bad. I feel for the civilians that get caught in the crossfire and are dying. But I'm not sympathetic toward Hamas at all. To be honest, I don't think Palestine existed anywhere in history if you think about it. In 1948, they were occupied by neighbors. 1960s by Israel. Today, random terrorists and no government. Yeah, so Palestine, like as we sort of think of it as a polity today, never really existed. Prior to like what it exists to now, exists as now, right? Like the Palestinian Mandate is what immediately preceded Israel and Palestine today, and it was a British territory. And prior to that, it was an Ottoman territory, and prior to that, it was part of various, you know, like Muslim caliphates and dynasties and whatever, right? So Palestine is not a country that really existed more than like 70 years ago. Now, like the ethnic groups that live in that region have been there for a very long time, right? Like the Levant is home to a lot of different ethnic and religious groups, including Jews and Arabs, Muslims, Christians. It's a very diverse part of the world, but it's a part of the world where the people hate each other. And religion only adds fuel to the fire, the religious differences. You said this already, genocide is not an answer to genocide. Yeah, absolutely. An eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. What Israel is doing in Gaza is not genocide, though. People are very quick to use the term genocide to describe something that's not genocide. Like war crimes, crimes against humanity, ethnic cleansing are not necessarily genocide. You know, genocide is the willful, intentional destruction of an entire people, culture, you know, or at least like a significant part of it. And that's not what they're doing. What Israel is doing is more akin to ethnic cleansing. Sort of like moving forcibly through the use of violence, moving Palestinians out of territory that they want to annex, right? It's most obvious in the West Bank, where they create illegal settlements in what is ostensibly supposed to be territory governed by the Palestinian Authority. And they're basically taking more and more territory, which pushes the Palestinians into smaller and smaller portions of land or into places like Jordan, where there's a massive Palestinian refugee population, right? So I said this before, but there can be no lasting peace between Israel and Palestine if they don't agree on what the peace is, right? And Palestine itself is also not one entity, right? The West Bank and Gaza are run by different organizations. It's not one country under one government. Fatah is the party that runs the Palestinian Authority in the West Bank, and Hamas is a terrorist organization that runs Gaza. Gaza and the West Bank combined are ostensibly the state of Palestine. But again, there's two different governments. And you can't have like a functional state with two different governments with competing claims. Like straight up, that just doesn't work, right? But also, what does peace mean to Hamas? What does peace mean to the Palestinian Authority? What does peace mean to Israelis, the Israeli government? What does peace mean to other countries that have vested interests in this area? Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Jordan, Lebanon, Iran, the United States, Russia, the EU, right? Like, it's super complicated. How can I explain this? So the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, like it sort of boils over every few years, and we get like these wars, right? Like there have been various wars between Israel and Hamas, or Israel and Palestinian groups in the West Bank or in Gaza. What happened? Like the status quo. This is the solution. I'm not saying it's right, but this is what exists, and it's sort of what has existed for the past 75 years. Ghost Man, where am I from? I live in the US. I'm American. I'm just one of 7 people that runs this channel. There are 4 Americans on the YouTube team. There is a Swede, a Canadian, and an Aussie. But yeah, I mean, like the relationship between Israel and Palestine has not fundamentally changed since 1948. That's what I mean by the status quo is basically the solution. Like, what exists now is what has existed basically for the past 75 years. 76 years, since 1948, since Israeli independence. It's been like an entire human lifetime. And the conflict has not fundamentally changed. So, I don't ever see it changing. Not in my lifetime. If I were to give you my personal solution to the Arab-Israeli conflict, or to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, my personal solution would be you create Israel and Palestine based on the 1967 borders. And Jerusalem is made an international city. Neither Israel nor Palestine gets Jerusalem. Jerusalem is instead filled to the absolute goddamn brim with UN peacekeepers. And those peacekeepers have to come from countries that do not have any stake in the conflict. So it can't be Egyptians, it can't be Israelis, it can't be Americans, it can't be Russians, it can't be Brits or French, it can't be Saudis, it can't be Iranians, obviously can't be Israelis or Palestinians. They would have to be like Brazilians, Kenyans, Filipinos, The problem is, this is not an acceptable solution to basically anyone in Israel or Palestine itself. How do you think Azerbaijanis are? I've got some issues with the Azerbaijani government. I don't like Aliyev. He's a straight-up dictator. And I'm afraid that they're going to start a war with Armenia. There's a lot of bad blood between Azeris and Armenia, and neither side is innocent. There's been a lot of bloodshed on both sides. But right now, Azerbaijan is by far the stronger of the two. So any kind of conventional war between Azerbaijan and Armenia would result in Armenia sort of taking the brunt of the violence, and I don't want to see that happen because they've not taken an aggressive posture toward Azerbaijan in recent years. Armenia has absolutely terrible geography. They're surrounded by countries that hate them, and they're the weakest and the poorest country in the region. They don't have any real allies, so they're kind of like Belgium in on this map. Armenia has terrible geography, very easy to invade, but it's very it's surrounded by much bigger countries that have interests in sort of not respecting its borders. Am I going to finish the comic? Probably not on stream. I'll probably work some more off stream. Just been talking to chat a lot today. You're a supporter of peace? Yeah, so am I. Again, the problem is if two parties don't agree on what peace is, then you're not going to get peace, right? In 2020 to 2023, they fought over Nagorno-Karabakh or whatever. Yeah, so that conflict actually goes back to like the late 1980s. And it really goes back to Stalin. Stalin drew the borders between the Armenian and Azeri SSRs when they were incorporated into the Soviet Union in the 1930s, 1940s, 1930s, I think. And he basically split ethnic Armenians and ethnic Azeris into two different republics. So the borders didn't really make sense, right? In the same way that like the Israel-Palestine, like the entire borders in the Middle East don't make sense. Same thing with the Caucasus region. They don't make sense because imperial powers drew them. Do you think we should have a Discord server banner? And it's everyone in the Discord and people need to draw themselves, so it's basically a family portrait. We will make a Discord banner at some point. I don't think we have enough boosts to get there yet. But when we do, we'll work on something. Okay, so let me just finish this. Let's see. Application. Then I do have to get going soon. I want to figure out StreamAvatars because chat, I think, will absolutely love that. And it'll make a drawing stream more interactive. I've actually never seen a stream with it before, so I'm curious. Whose side am I on? I mean, Armenia, ostensibly, because they're not the aggressor in the current conflict. In the current conflict, Azerbaijan is the aggressor. And Azerbaijan does shell and is occupying some small pieces of Armenia proper beyond Nagorno-Karabakh, which is now effectively Azerbaijani territory. But can I link the Discord? Yeah, I'll link the Discord. Discord link in the chat. If you fix the anti-aliasing thing, can it be emoji? Yeah. I think Aaron is going to try and stream tonight, too. It would be cool if we could draw our own spreadsheet of our Bolsonas. Yeah, that's my hope, is that we can do that. I think it would be great for engagement. Especially since YouTube is, like, not the premier streaming platform. I think having something like that sort of sets us apart. You know what? Maybe I just draw the EU flag. Oh, I'm actually curious. I want to do a poll on this. Ghostman, you're Azerbaijani. Everyone is welcome in this stream and this channel. We make fun of every country, every culture, every religion on this channel. No one is off limits, you know. But it's lighthearted. It's everything that the heart, the spirit of Polandball is that everything is done in good fun. It's in jest, you know. We're here to make fun of each other, make fun of our own countries. Like, I'm American. I make fun of the U.S. all the time. I'll dunk on the U.S. all the time for all the stupid shit that it does. I'm not a nationalist. I understand that, you know, a lot of people are, but being able to laugh at your own country and your own, you know, like national stereotypes and stuff is an important thing. You know, we're all human at the end of the day. We all share this planet, and we need to treat each other better. All right, let's do the EU flag. But yeah, if you're new to our channel, check out all the videos and animations. We've got podcasts. We have live streams, obviously. We do shorts. We do a news video every couple weeks. Aaron is working on that one. You think stereotypes are okay if not taken seriously? Yeah, of course. It's important to know how diverse this chat is. Everyone is equal. We have different political beliefs, but we can all get along and get fun. Yeah. No actual bigotry here, you know? We don't want, like, in the chat, no bigotry, no spamming. Those are basically the only rules. So, I don't care what kind of bigotry that is. It's not welcome here. No racism, no sexism, no transphobia, no homophobia, nothing like that, right? No xenophobia. Not in this channel. Remember, like, all the jokes that we make in Polandball, they're all in good fun. Copy and paste some stars. Why is that one hidden? Hold on. Okay, it's this one, 7. All right, let's merge all these stars. Pretty good, I think. It's a little bit too squashed in the middle, maybe. Let's pull these down a bit. Oh yeah, so I wanted to do a poll. What do you guys think of the flag of Europe? Let's start a poll. Do S, A, B, C, or lower. I think the EU flag is a solid A tier flag. Yeah, it's the flag of Europe. It's not only used by the European Union. It was first made for the Council of Europe, which is a different organization, but the EU adopted it as well, and it's now more well known for being the flag of the European Union. But it is technically the flag of Europe, which has a much larger membership. countries like Georgia and Armenia are part of the Council of Europe, for example. So sometimes you'll see videos like news broadcasts of like a president or a prime minister from Armenia or Georgia or Serbia or something, and they'll have the flag of Europe behind them. And people wonder, well, if they're not part of the EU, it's because they're part of the Council of Europe. And the flag was first made for the Council of Europe, not for the EU. B tier? I think it's an A tier flag. I don't think it's S tier. I think it's a little bit too simple to be S tier, but I think yellow and blue work together very well. And it's simple, right? It's just a circle of stars. Marble Sphere. See you later. Thanks for stopping by. Brussels is called the capital of Europe, right? Why does Europe have a capital but not any other continent? So the EU is basically a confederation. The EU is a process in continental unification. It develops more and more state-like qualities, characteristics, and power over time. Like the EU of today is very, very, very different from the initial sort of iterations of the European Union. The oldest sort of direct ancestor of the European Union was an organization called the European Coal and Steel Community, which was created in, I believe, 1956. Let me see. The ECSC. Or was it 1952? 1952. And the ECSC, Coal and Steel Community, was an international organization that was created to make war among its member states materially impossible. So it was basically, we're going to create an international organization and put our coal and steel, we're going to govern our coal and steel industries through this international organization so that we physically cannot make the weapons of war to destroy each other, right? The whole point of the EU was to stop war among its member states. And so the first 6 member states were France and Germany, most importantly, because the main purpose of European integration in the early years was to stop France and Germany from going to war with each other, because they had fought 3 wars with each other, major wars, over the past 70 years. The Franco-Prussian War, World War I, and World War II. And each one of them was more destructive than the previous one. They needed a way to stop it. So they created this coal and steel community. And so France and Germany, Italy, the Netherlands, Belgium, and Luxembourg were the 6 original members of the coal and steel community. The coal and steel community was eventually joined by other international organizations like the European Economic Community in the early 1960s, Euratom, which is Europe's sort of atomic energy agency, and it regulates their nuclear power industry. And all of those were eventually sort of merged together into something called the European Union, which was formally created in 1992, 1991 by the Maastricht Treaty. So the European Union as we know it today exists under its current name, the European Union, since 1991, 1992, since the Maastricht Treaty. Every few years, there's a new treaty that European leaders, they come together, they agree that we're going to make some treaty changes, we're going to pass a new treaty, and give the EU more power, because it's in all of our interest for the EU to be able to regulate this one part of the economy, or for us to sort of pool our defense resources or whatever, right? So every few years there's another treaty, and they create new institutions and give new powers to the EU. So over time, the EU has become more and more like a federation, like a state. But it's not quite there yet. It's getting remarkably close, but no one really wants to take that leap and say like, yeah, let's just make it a federal state, I think it should be, But as I've said many times on this stream, Europeans like to think that they're more different from each other than they actually are. Like, yes, you speak different languages, you've got, slightly different cultures, but, the type of cheese that you eat for breakfast, because it's different, like that's such a small difference. It doesn't matter, Pretending that you're different because you eat a different kind of cheese for breakfast is not a serious difference. So anyway, the EU flag. Let's end this poll. So it looks like A tier. Most chatters agree it's A tier. I agree. I think 43%. It's an A tier flag. 26% thought it was S tier. 21% B tier. Only 8% C or lower. Yeah, that makes sense to me. What's my favorite country? I mean, it's a difficult question to answer. I mean, I'm American. I've lived in America for basically my whole life, you know? I was born here. So I have an inherent bias toward America, but I think there's a lot of things that we do wrong. I think for someone of like modest income, a median income, you would probably live a better life in most of Europe than you would in the United States, because Europe has a better work-life balance. They have better and more robust social safety nets. But if you ever like really start to make money, it's better to live in the US, because that money goes farther, and the US makes life very easy for you if you're very wealthy. So like I like a lot of things about the US, but I don't know how I would answer favorite country. It's a good question. It's hard. Like when you live your entire life in one country, like you can't answer that in an unbiased way, because you might think that the grass is greener on the other side and think that another country is better than your own. But if you've never lived there, how can you actually know, you know? But I do love the US. I'm not a nationalist. I do like want what's best for my country, but not at the expense of other countries, you know, not at the expense of humanity or the environment, you know? I hope that makes sense. Animation. St. Vincent and the Grenadines is your favorite country flag. What do I rate it? S to F. Here, let's pull it up. St. Vincent flag. This is a great flag. I think it's an A tier flag. We'll pull this up for chat, and then we'll do one last poll, and I'll probably end stream. So, this is the flag of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's a Caribbean island nation. So let's do a poll. I think this is a good flag. I think this is an A tier flag, maybe low A tier, because I really don't like yellow and green together. I don't think they work well together. So we'll do S, A, B, C, or lower. You finished the thing? Can I see it? Yeah. El Maxi, can we rate your art? Portuguese Empire. Here's Portuguese Empire. You'll have to help me out with the flags. I don't recognize these flags. So this is Portugal, and I'm assuming this is like Kingdom of Brazil or something. This is good though. I like the ball and chain on, or it's not a ball and chain, it's just a chain on Portugal. I like the hat. This is cool. Prussiano number 47, pretty nice flag. St. Vincent, yeah, I agree. Prussian media. I showed this, right? This is what you drew. This is good. Just fix the anti-aliasing. Or if you want to avoid anti-aliasing, use the pencil tool. Don't use the brush tool. Oh, I forget who did this. Someone made these in chat as well. Let me pull them up. My art in pen and marker. So we got Texas and my Bolsona, Alter Ego. Brazil was actually an empire when it got its independence. Sorry if I asked you this over 100,000 times, but if Asia and Europe swap roles historically, Rome and China swap fates, where would you put Spain? What do you mean? I don't quite understand that question. Oh, you fix it and you posted a fixed image? Okay. There's still some anti-aliasing in here, though. Here, this is the fixed image, and then this is your original image. So it's not just the borders. See, like when I zoom in here, see like these white pixels and how the blue sort of like bleeds and it becomes like a lighter shade of blue. That's also anti-aliasing. It's not just the borders. So for example, when I zoom in on one of mine, here, like you zoom in here, you don't have that kind of fading. It's each pixel is the same color as the one that's next to it, you know? And it's because I use the pencil tool. If I use the brush tool, here, let me show you the brush tool. You're gonna get anti-aliasing. See? You put it in Thailand because it's on a peninsula. Just oh, I see. Like, where would you physically place it on the continent? Yeah, I guess it would have to be somewhere like the Southeast Asian peninsula. All right, so St. Vincent and the Grenadines and that pole. S tier, wow. S tier 1 to 36%, A tier 31%. Yeah, people like St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I think it's an A tier. I'd say low A tier. Maybe high B tier. That's good. Okay, I am going to end stream there tonight, or for today, you guys. Aaron might stream tonight, and if he does, I will join him in Discord and sort of guide him through it. So I might see you guys again. Oh, Anomaly Zed. I'm going to show your profile picture real quick. Just drew it. Anomaly Zed drew this. His first attempt... Oh, it won't let me... There's some sort of corruption with the file. I can't post it. Oh, well. Yeah, like if you ever want to share art that you're making, just... you can put it in the Discord. Let us know if you want us to show it in stream. But yeah, I will see you guys later. Thanks for joining today, and I hope you have a great weekend. I will see you later.